I see the Houston education landscape as evolving quickly in response to the pandemic. We're starting to emerge from the pandemic, and who we need to be for Houston is very different than who we were. Yeah, Yes Prep serves 17,000 kids across the greater Houston area in 23 schools, opening elementary schools for the first time in 2020, so most of our kids are in secondary schools, but a good chunk are now in our elementary schools as well. Yes Prep serves 23 communities across the greater Houston area, so it is a broad range of communities, but by and large, the majority of our students are Hispanic, Latinx. About 90% of our students qualify for free and reduced lunch. So we are in typically underserved communities, but places where we find absolutely brilliant children who deserve access to an excellent education. The first grant we received from Good Reason Houston was actually for $1.5 million. And if I remember correctly, Good Reason Houston was the first or second funder for Yes Prep's current growth plan, which is an $80 million capital campaign over a 4-year period. And I'm pretty sure that Good Reason Houston was either the first or second contributor to that fund. That initial grant from Good Reason Houston was a game changer for us. It sent the message to us that what we were doing was important, what we were doing mattered, and that Yes Prep had a part to play in this ecosystem change in Houston. So it was really a way for us to kick off our capital campaign in a very strong way. What I have come to believe in Good Reason Houston is they look for bright spots where they see great stuff happening, whether that's in charter schools, traditional districts, and they seek to expand that good work by a really rigorous approach to data, looking where there are bright spots and making sure that those bright spots are expanding. I think one of the things that Good Reason Houston noticed early is that Yes Prep had a technology gap that needed to be funded in order to basically get us up to speed as we were kind of hitting the technology needs in the pandemic. And so a lot of their initial funding was to help us kickstart the technology strategic plan that needed to kick off. You know, almost as important as the grants, and maybe equally important, has been the thought partnership that we've been able to have with Good Reason Houston. Also the way that they've helped us navigate our district charter partnerships, making sure that we can lean on them as an objective third party that can really provide support to us and our traditional district partners. So they've just been a great source of thought partnership. I think Good Reason Houston's fundamentally different from other funders, in large part because they serve as a sort of clearinghouse for what individual funders might be looking to fund. So rather than having to go to an individual funder and convince that person or that foundation that this is a good use of funds, Good Reason Houston can collaborate with funders across the city, with districts across the city, and really start to think strategically about a citywide plan as opposed to just a individual funder to grantee plan. So I guess in summary, I think the power of Good Reason Houston is that holistic view that they can have of the city and bringing funders and grantees together. The quality of the Good Reason Houston team is stellar, and I'm a little biased here because a number of them actually used to work at Yes Prep, and so I know a number of them personally, but to a person at Good Reason Houston, I feel like they have a high bar for talent, making sure that they are bringing in like-minded, mission-aligned people who believe in the brilliance of all kids, and are district charter agnostic. They're really focused on how can we provide the best opportunities for all kids in the city.